Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we are playing blue-white token control. We have a high degree of inevitability in this no reserve list deck that you can build for a few $100s. Let's take a look. So first of all, it's just playing basic lands and fetches. This is basically the simplest mana base you can play in a 2-color deck in Legacy. No surveillance, no shock lands, nothing. We are just fetching to get our basic islands and our basic plains into play. We have a lot of them because we need a lot of mana to win with this deck. The way it usually wins is with Storm Chaser talent, just creating a whole bunch of otters, or with Legion's Landing, creating a bunch of vampires, or Staff of the Storyteller, creating a bunch of spirits. And then you just have things to facilitate that. You have Boomerang Basics to recast it. You have This Town Ain't Big Enough to bounce them back and recast it. And then you have this card, which I'm very excited about, which first made its appearance on the Be Excellent channel a few days ago on the other side of the table in a Delver deck. And I was like, wow, this is a perfect card for a deck that draws a lot of cards. Proft's Eidetic Memory, which means Proft's photographic memory. 1 colorless, 1 blue for a legendary enchantment. When Proft's Eidetic Memory enters, draw a card. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've drawn more than 1 card this turn, put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the number of cards you've drawn this turn, -1. So essentially every turn you can buff your creatures. If you brainstorm, you're putting up, 3 +1/+1 counters on one of your tokens. It's quite good. And the fact that it replaces itself, when you play it, you get to draw a card, and the fact that it pitches the force. We got 5 forces. We got 3 more forces in the sideboard. I think it's pretty good. This is a back to basics deck. That is one of the ways that we lock down the game so that we can get the time that we need to win. And then we also have Narset locking things down. We've got Consigned Memory and Hydro Blast in here, Blue Elemental Blast. And then Battle of Bywater. This is a great way for us to just have our weenies stay on the board while all our opponents, Barragoyfs and Murktides and everything else dies. We even get some food tokens from it so we can stay alive. So the name of the game, stay alive. Let's see if we can do that. Round 1 has already begun. Opponent is a combo player. I'm definitely going to throw back this hand. They almost always play combo. This is a hand that can handle combo. I can even go so far as to presume that they're on combo and throw away the plow. It doesn't match up with the lands in my hand anyway. Because we're not playing duels, we're not reliably always going to get early access to both of our colors. The color that's important is blue. And so we'll just get this plow if we need it later. Right, we're going to keep this. We'll put back our plow. And they're keeping 6 as well. Ancient Tomb. Grim Monolith. I'm not going to fight that. They could be on Carnforge. Petal. 4 mana. Thought-Knot's here. No thanks. Let's go ahead and pitch. I want to pitch a 1-drop just in case. Like if they had Chalice, they'd probably lead with Chalice. I think I pitch a Brainstorm here. It's less useful in the early game. Now what we're doing is we're trying to find white sources and plows. I mean, it could be that that's just like a disruption piece, and that's not what their deck is all about. I'm going to play this. I'm going to try to find another force, ideally. I can see this being in a Coveted Jewel deck. In fact, let's take a look at their list and see if they have played that in the past. They've played Glaring Fleshraker in their Coveted Jewel. Okay, so this is actually a pretty good spread. We can staff next turn, assuming that like they've expended some of their steam, and that's how we break parity and get ahead. So I'll put Boomerang Basics on the bottom. I'll put staff, and then I'll take the plains now. Hopefully they don't wheel us. That would actually be pretty bad, but at least we'll have our colors. Okay, so they may just be on Eldrazi. Like this is an Eldrazi type start. I thought they were going to do something less fair. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to play this out. Then we can play the Eidetic Memory later because we can potentially draw next turn and then draw again, and then we have a pretty buff spirit hitting them. They're an Ancient Tomb strategy, so that might be good enough. Keep in mind that they can easily K-command and just exile our dude trivially. Glaring Fleshraker is a big pain. He's in. So now we have to think about, okay, do we want to... Yeah, I think I do want to Proft. Do we know the top card? I don't think we do. Man, I'm so bad at this. Pretty sure we do know it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to aggro them. This may seem like a fool's errand. So we'll draw a card. They don't have flying blockers. There's another staff. Okay, I didn't know about that. Okay, so we draw a card immediately. Now we go to combat. Check this out. This is going to become a 3/3. We'll attack them for 3 in the air. They're at 13. They may be able to do a lot of stuff to us. We can bounce a lot of their stuff back to their hand with this town. We can also bounce staff to create new creatures. I'm not happy about the volume of bounce we have in our hand, but I think not doing this and just taking a turn to bounce their creature would not be as effective as what we just did. Okay, they are still limited on mana, but like now, like I could just discount both of those back. Please don't have anything else. Okay, I think I am going to just discount those both back. I'll take 2. Oh, what else can we do here? I mean, I could boomerang basics and play another one. Yeah, I think I want to get both of them out of here. I could even hit the token. That doesn't seem right, though. They are taking 2 life every time they deploy these. We could do this 2 turns in a row. The other option is I could just bounce 1 and get a second creature. I kind of like doing that. Let's think about this. I'm sorry. I'm so indecisive here. I think the safest thing is to bounce them back. And just hit them for 3. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Oh, I can't do it because it costs too much mana to do it that way. So what I'll have to do is I'll do this. And this will target my staff. And one of theirs. And then I'll boomerang the other one. Right. And they could conceivably deploy both of them. But they are going to take damage from the Ancient Tomb here. Yeah, I keep forgetting this is not just like pay 2 mana, bounce 2 permanents. One of them has to be your own. If they have K command at some point, I think we're just dead, unfortunately, because they could oh wow, are they going to, they can deploy them both this turn. If I draw a land, I could discount twice to get them back into their hand. The scariest thing is if they play one and then they K command this for 0 mana, and no, they would have to pay mana because they don't have the Eye of the Ugin out. Okay, Thought Not Seer is coming in. They're at 6. So I actually think I probably should have bounced Proft's Eidetic Memory instead, because that's 1 mana cheaper to draw a card, and that would be lethal next turn if they tap this. They took one of our this towns. I think I just plow. I get to draw a card immediately. Okay, and that's a good card for next turn. Unfortunately, I'm choked on white mana, so I will buff this to 4. And we'll attack. They have the mana to deploy their threats now. I could have skipped that step, but I was like, well, I'll get a card out of it. It seems like the right thing to do. So if they tap this and they are doing it to do anything other than kill this, they're dead on board. So one option would be play the Fleshraker, K command for 0 mana, killing this. And then they'd be a 2, and they may stabilize. But they know that I have more creatures coming that are flying. Okay, they scooped. Post board, we're bringing in all the consigns. We're bringing in Bywater. I like to take out Force Negation here. I'm not fully convinced that Back to Basics is good enough because it's slow, and I could easily see us like resolving it, and they just have like a huge board presence. Also, a lot of their powerful stuff you don't even need to tap Eye of Ugin. The other option is we just take out Force completely, which seems reckless. I think I'm going to take out Boomerang Basics because it gets hit by Chalice. We do have Staff as our lone win condition if they do resolve a Chalice. We can, of course, bounce Chalice back to their hand. I'm going to take out one of the Back to Basics. Okay, this hand is not a keep, I don't think. It just feels slow. This hand is fine. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put back a Brainstorm. We have both colors. We can just chill and hold up Consign. If they don't have an explosive turn 1, we're okay. This Chalice. Okay. So that means we don't have a good turn 1. We can bounce it back later. Okay, Force is a good rip. So what I'm going to need to do is this town and have something on my side of target, which will be difficult. Oh no. I think we probably just lose. I can't imagine us being able to overpower this. They have this guy. Yep. We're going to take 4. We'll have access to consign, but it'll be too late. The one thing that I could draw here would be just a Staff of the Storyteller, I think. So I'll take a natural draw. I don't think this is... I think I'm just going to scoop. You may be like, oh, that's premature, but like, what are we doing here? I'll stick with it for the content. Yeah, because like this locks off most of what I can do. I can counter something with consign, but now even with this out, I can't even really counter stuff anymore. It's too strong of an opening, too aggressive. Okay, and they've got another one, it looks like. So this buffs the other ones. It can't be countered. I think I'm going to concede. I just don't see a path out. Like I can technically counter this. I guess I will. No, I can't counter it. Yeah, I was like, oh, I can technically counter it around the chalice, but I can't. Okay. So we're taking like 7 here. 5, we're taking 8. Yeah, good game. Okay. This deck is going to be a tough matchup if you're trying to play these kind of slower, no reserve list decks. I like our sideboard configuration. Boomerang Basics is weak because it doesn't stop Chalice, and like Chalice stops it. That would have been a matchup where had we managed to draw to Battle of Bywater, it would have been good. It would have taken out two creatures and given us some food. It actually wouldn't have given us food. We didn't have creatures on the table. I think that we have to do this. I like Battle of Bywater a lot for the reasons I just said. I think this is just a turn 1 consign, turn 2 staff, and then we have something to keep this town up in case we need to bounce in a panic. Opponent mulligans. So I can counter Chalice, and I can also counter like a very quick Thought Seer, which if they're playing Grim Monolith, they're trying to turbo us. Cavern. Not my favorite card here. Okay. Second Battle of Bywater. This actually is fine because I am going to staff here. And next turn I can just grab the planes, and I have the option of either battle or drawing off staff and this towning. The main thing that I'm worried about with Battle of Bywater is it doesn't stop Glaring Fleshraker. Okay, no play from the opponent. I think we do Proft, and then we can also draw, and we can hit him for 3. Seems like a good sequence. Since they already have the cavern, I'm not going to try to like hold back. I'm just going to assume it's not going to work. So we'll attack for 3 in the air, and we'll pass. Unfortunately, this does mean our creature is going to die to Battle of Bywater. We have follow Proft. Wow, they're mana screwed. That's great for us. Okay, another staff is pretty delectable here. Grab a white. I'm going to go like this. Staff. Double trigger. I'm going to go ahead and draw, and I'm just going to keep putting it on this one guy. They can attack. Let's go to combat. And the reason I'm doing that again is because like I want something left after Battle of Bywater. If we still have creatures, we get food, which is nice. It's kind of like after the battle, the hobbits have a big banquet with whoever's left. Chalice for 1. I actually don't know that I care about this. It doesn't stop anything at all going on my side of the table. I think I let it go. Okay, now it's starting to stop stuff on my side of the table. Let's go ahead and start with this drawing. Okay, force is good. Look at this town bouncing this to hand and getting one of these back. I don't hate that. I've got 2 of these. I think we learned that we do want to put this back in. Well, I'll do it after combat so I get the trigger. So attack for 6. They're like nearly dead. And I'll just return this to hand so I can redeploy it next turn. Actually, I should have probably done it the other way because I need the token more than I need the damage probably. I'll just discard one of my battles. I'll discard a ponder. I'll discard a battle. I don't think I'm going to have to do that more than once. They have 9 cards in their hand. How do they get 9 cards in their hand? Oh wait, if I'd left this out, I wouldn't have a max hand size. I wouldn't have needed to discard. Okay, I'll just counter this. Like they're dead next turn, unless they have like I don't know what they could have. Oh, they had 9 cards in hand because I bounced something to their hand. Sorry, you've already left the comment. I apologize. I'm just slow on the uptake. We got lucky. Like this shouldn't be this easy to beat Eldrazi. They know I have Proft. They know they're dead. Okay, and then I think we just go to combat. That's 7. Round 2, we're up against a fan of the channel who's been enjoying the Lessons deck. Speaking of Lessons, we got Boomerang Basics. This hand doesn't really do anything, but it's not bad. It's got both of our colors. I'm going to keep it. This is some really chill, like, interaction. Yeah, hope we have a great game. Like this, I can tell this person's like super chill. Basic Island, Tamio. Okay, I've got a plow for my Tamio. She's going to be farming. We've got Force to protect it. Like it. All right, that's in. Archive. Probably a control strategy. They keep. Legion's Landing with Boomerang Basics. I think that's probably fine. I can hold the Brainstorms for later. I don't expect them to have days, but I could be wrong. Let's get our island. I'm looking for land number 3. That would be ideal. Okay, we drew a Ponder, which we can use to potentially find land number 3, and then we can redeploy Legion. They fetch. Basic Plains. Teferi. I'm going to force that. I will pitch one of my Brainstorms. This town might be good. We'll see. Once I have a little more information about what they're doing. If they're like more of a standard Jeskai type deck, then this town probably won't really have much to target. So let's start with the Ponder. This has to find land. It does. And it finds Staff, which is nutty. I think we want to just island here and redeploy Legion and keep an island up. And then we have land number 4 underneath the Staff. We do have to Ponder for it then. I think it's fine. All right, so let's play our land out. Let's re-Legion. Swing in and gain a life. And we'll pass. Teferi is a very scary card. Thundertrap. Okay, so I think they're just on Jeskai Wizards, most likely. Let's see what this reveals. Unfortunately, this does wall my 1/1s. They find a plow. That's not going to find a lot of utility here, but that might be the only option they had there. Definitely not keen to bounce this back to hand. I think I just want to go ahead and do this. And then I can Brainstorm and shuffle away this town. I don't think it's going to be good in this matchup. Okay, they don't force this. That's good for me. Brainstorm. So I know I have a fetch on top. Proft's Eidetic Memory is a good call. I think I can put back a Ponder. I'm not looking for anything specific. I'll just hold the Brainstorm to shuffle back like excess lands. And I can just draw in response to something. I don't have to do it right now. They could have Hull Breacher. They could have Narset. I think it's fine to just chill. I'm not going to cast these into the void for 1 damage and 2 life. Plow. Love it. All right. Yeah, when your opponent doesn't have better targets, I mean, that's a good feeling. So Proft's Eidetic Memory plus Brainstorm next turn is a whole lot of damage. If they decide to come in, they don't. Okay, I think that's wise. So we're going to get a Plains here. We're going to go ahead and draw. Do they have the Hull Breacher? It's unlikely. Okay, we get a land. It's not bad. We can just probably put that back. Another Legion's Landing. I don't really want that either. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to Brainstorm here. That way, they're like unlikely to force this, but they would force it if I had the Proft's Eidetic Memory out first. Okay, so now, unfortunately, we didn't find really what we wanted. I want to put Legion's Landing back. It's legendary. I don't need the second Proft's, but I can leave it on top if they counter the first one. So I'm going to play this out. Play this out. It resolves. Okay, that's good. I think I could just go to combat and see if they plow. Because I don't want them to force and negate this. I want them to tap out. They may choose to plow something here. So it becomes what, a 5/5? They're plowing in response. That's good. So I just want to attack. And now I can stick this without worrying about them forcing negating. They'll have to pitch cast. Okay, this triggers both of these. We're pretty far ahead here. Not sure what they're going to do to get out of this. Right? They don't have good attacks. Okay, we draw the Legion's Landing that I didn't want. I think it's worth pondering just to try to find another white source. I don't like these cards. I'm going to any order shuffle. I mean, technically Storm Chaser is good. And I mean, we can make our land drop this turn. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. Because these, yeah, I think I'll actually keep it like this. So what I can do is I can go ahead and do this. Draw. I can do this. Draw. Now, I'm going to go to combat and I'm going to do the vampire again, I think. So that'll just be 2+1/+1 counters. That's big enough to take this in combat. And then we have Storm Chaser's Talent. I mean, I could just go ahead and draw through Proft's Eidetic Memory. Get another trigger. I don't think it's terrible. Let's try it. This is legendary, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. You can keep either one. So we draw again. Force. Love it. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and come across with a vampire. So this will be, I believe, a 4/4 now. They are snapcastering. I don't want to deal with snapcaster. I think we have enough value on our side that we can just force this, and it's not going to be too bad. So it's we're 2-for-1ing ourselves to stop them from 2-for-1ing. If it's a 5/5, that's pretty good. I'm going to attack with everything. And now we drop the Storm Chaser Talent and we recharge these. It's a pretty good turn overall. We can also drop Legion's Landing, just legend roll it to what I can do is if I can attack with all these, then I can just flip with Legion's Landing. Snapcaster is one of their better cards. If they find, oh, they have red, so they have Flame of Anur here and they can blow up one of our guys. They could potentially deal 5 damage and blow up one of these, which would be pretty devastating. But I think they probably draw 2 cards. Yep, there we go. They are opting to just draw the cards. Okay, so we're not going to get the Legion Landing trigger this turn cycle, unfortunately, because we're only attacking with 2 creatures. Force Negation is pretty sweet. I want to start by drawing. See if I can find us another planes. I'm going to try again. Back to basics, doesn't do anything on this board state. Our opponent's too disciplined. I'm going to brainstorm. I still have Hardcast Force Negation up, but I don't want to cast any spells after this. I do want to hold that up, probably. During their turn, I could just pitch Force Negation if I need to, but... Spell Pierce? Okay, well, I'm going to pay for it. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. I don't need these plows now. I'm just going to chill. And then we're going to go to combat. So we'll go on this so we can get some damage across. And we'll attack with all. All right, this is pretty chill. They're at 4. 3 cards in hand. We still have lots to worry about, but we have a lot going on. I have a Force of Negation. If they try to Flame of Anur again, that's probably the main card I'd stop. Or another Teferi. They're in a lot of trouble. Beautiful planes. I haven't really spent a lot of time looking at these full art. I don't even remember which set they're from, but they look great. So minimalist. I'm not to attack. Okay. So, I mean, this is like a permanent 6/6. I think we recharge. It's my instinct here. Everything triggers Otter. Okay. I think next I'm going to... It doesn't matter which one I keep. I think I'm going to get the Eidetic Memory down just to draw a couple cards. Because I do want to manage my white mana. Best draw would be just up planes. So I get a card. It is still not... I think I knew it was going to not be a... I'm just going to go to combat. I'll put the tokens on this. They're going to have to block one of these. That's only good for 1 power extra, but it's still... Like they're going to have to do something and I can force it. And I still have like tons of resources after this. So they'll have to kill this, and they have to kill it through force negation. I'll let that resolve. They can target that. All right, do you have another spell pierce? Or one of your many forces would be fine. They do. Okay. Well, maybe I was wrong playing this out. So they clear that. They're going to have to chump here. Down to 2 cards. I do still have a body on the table for next turn, but if they can clear it, it's pretty bad. Like they could Flame of Nor here, and it would set me back. They're opting to fetch to 1, so it forces off for the rest of the game, unless they plow their own creature. Oh, 4th Aerolingus? I wish I could stop this. They can keep creatures back. I'm definitely going to plow that Thunder Trap just to make it so they don't have a wizard on the table. Do I want to deny them? Oh, did I like skip? Oh, it's trample. Yeah, I don't want to block that. Okay, so they get the monarchy. All right. So what I can do here, Storm Chaser's talent. I think what I do is I start, like I can clear all these, I think. Like I plow, attack, and then they have to block. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card first and see what happens. I'm still just struggling to find lands. This clears 1 more creature. So we can clear 3 of them. We can't clear 3 of them because I'm choked on mana. I do want to draw rather than like plow one of those. Oh my goodness, come on. Where is the mana? I just need a plains. Okay, this is getting pretty big. There it is. Okay, I'll go get a plains. I have a lot of life, so not too worried about them being offensive toward me. I'm going to go ahead and boomerang one of them. That buffs further. There might have been a more optimal line here. I'm going to plow one. I think I can go ahead and Storm Chaser just to get more power on the table. It doesn't really matter. They're going to double block. Have I drawn 2 cards this turn? I think I have. This procs these. That's nice. So now I am going to use this on this. And they're going to have to block 2. They did gain a life there, so they can fetch again and force again. Okay, they are choosing to do this now. They're pretty cornered, but not totally. I have tremendous resources. Brainstorm. Land for turn. They've got a lot of mana. If they are able to 4th again, they could seriously slow down my victory. But I think my victory is likely at this point. Okay, they're just drawing a card. Okay, force probably makes it pretty much guaranteed. I'm going to go ahead and draw some cards though. Okay, staff. I don't mind. I'll just do this and then I can put that on there. So I've got 5 mana up. Okay, this town ain't big enough. I can just get rid of their guy. I don't even have to plow it, and I'll just bring back this Legion's Landing, which is very easy to redeploy. Actually, I should have brought back that so I don't have to tax my white so much. Okay, I'm really not sure what they're planning to do here. If they can't force this. I think we just come across. I could get more prowess. I can't imagine a situation where we aren't able to kill them here. Like Snapcaster could block and do something else. Man, are they Snapcastering again? Okay, Monster Tome. So I let him resolve and I just plow him. I can force first. See whether that stops it. Okay, they scooped that. Yeah. Because they might have drawn some other interaction spell. So Narset definitely coming in. Hydroblast can come in. Plow's not great. I mean, it does stop Tomio though. It's probably better than Blue Elemental Blast, huh? Force negation is not bad. I don't know that we need this many Legions landing. Like, lifelink is not going to be super relevant. I think I'd rather have plows just to respect Tamio and keep their wizards count low. They do have token creatures, so this town isn't terrible. Oh, I'll take that back to basics. That's an easy one. Yeah, I could just drop some of these Blue Elemental Blasts. Like Narset we know is going to be good, but yeah, I don't know. Like 2 of their best spells are red. I don't know that I need Force Negation. It is less flexible. Huh. I feel like, yeah, we can trim one of these. We could probably also trim a Boomerang Basics since we're trimming the targets for Boomerang Basics. Like, we could totally turbo them. That is an option we have with this deck. Less likely, but it's possible. I kind of feel like this town is weaker than Boomerang Basics. I mean, what am I even using it for? I can use it to remove 2 of their blockers. I don't expect them to have any relevant hate pieces. I think it's better to just play more aggro. The game does get better for them the longer it goes. They're the bigger control deck. This is a mulligan. If you watched one of my previous videos, I kept it was 2 planes, but I didn't have a blue source, and I paid the price. This is much better. Card that's going to go back is Blue Elemental Blast. It's a mid-game card. Like, they're probably not going to be Pyroblasting early on. I could have even put back Force. But I want to respect in case they just have, like, Tamio. I think Tamio's the Force. It's just Ponder. Okay. And I have taken up back to basics, so I can't punish this Tundra. They shuffle. Well, I'm going to meet your Ponder with a Ponder of my own. And I'm just going to try to find... are these good? I don't need these. I don't mind the Ponder, or the land. I don't really want the Boomerang Basics here. But it does work with staff. I think I definitely want to take the Brainstorm. I'll just do like that. Let's pass. Next turn is definitely attempting to just go for staff. I can shuffle, get a Plains. But I'd really rather have double blue up. The great thing is if they're holding up Pyroblast, it doesn't work here. But they could have both Spell Pierce and Pyroblast. Spell Pierce is pretty scary. I think I do want to press my advantage here. I'm drawing a Boomerang Basics. It's not the best, but I don't really want to shuffle it away. I'm just going to try to get this in. Force Negation. Well, I'm going to force. Do they Pyro? They're brainstorming. Yeah, because like they could have potentially trapped me into Pyro ability by forcing there and then hit my force, and then I'm like out 3 cards instead of just 1. Uh-oh, I think they have it. Unless they're just brainstorming again. Oh, okay. Well, seeing what they're going to draw. Pyroblast to the bin. That hurts. They're going to force back. They're forcing to 1. I would just let me have it, but they are choosing not to. I don't know what is in their hand. If they have like some really powerful reload spell like a Teferi or something like that, that's scary. They have 4th Aerolingus. They can just take over the game. Ponder. So we got a 3 for 4, which is pretty good. Or 4 for 3, rather. Okay, brainstorming. They're just cantripping like crazy over there. I'm going to cantrip and try to shuffle away this plow. I don't think it's going to be good anymore. If they play a land. Oh, they don't have a land. Okay. All right, so let's play this out. And I'm just going to go ahead and Boomerang or Brainstorm, and I'm going to shuffle both of these away. I don't want this land. Actually, I think I keep the Boomerang Basics, and then I can deploy and also draw. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'll shuffle. Get an island. Now I've got my optimal land configuration because this is what I need to cast Narset, which is going to be extremely potent. So we get a card, and now I'm just going to immediately do this while they're tapped out. Narset, yes! If Narset resolves, it's going to be huge. They've already got a Pyroblast in the yard, but they could Snapcaster it. Okay, they trap out for Thunder Trap. I like that. Thunder Trap can pressure Narset. They find Flame of Anor. Flame of Anor is terrible against Narset, thankfully. So if I find another land, I can Legion's Landing and Narset. I'm going to start with the Narset. I don't think they have days, but it would be annoying to be wrong there. Okay, this comes out. I guess I could have plowed instead. If I found plow, and I do. But I'm not going to take plow. I'm going to take this Eidetic Memory because I have Brainstorm in my hand. I'll just pass. So I will probably just sacrifice one of these Vampire tokens to keep the loyalty on Narset so I can dig again. They have 3 cards in hand now. They have 3 lands. They don't have red mana, which is probably why they put away the Pyroblast, because they've just struggled to find red mana. Wrath of the Skies for 1. It does take this out with it. That's good. It's a very good card against me. I didn't even think about how good that card would be. Now they can hit Narset. I am going to minus Narset to find action. Yeah, I think what would have been a better play. Wow, I guess it doesn't hit enchantments. Does this not hit enchantments? Oh, they Wrath for 0. They kept an energy? That doesn't make sense. They should Wrath for take that away too, I think. All right, but maybe they have their reasons. So I do want to keep this around. I want to be sure I can kill this. I think that's important. I don't think they're going to have force blue card. I'm going to test. Okay, now I'm going to play this. And I'll just hold up the Brainstorm, depending on what I find. Okay, I play a land. It seems pretty good. I could actually Brainstorm here. No, I'm just going to chill for a turn cycle. See what I draw. I don't have anything going on, but I do have active Narset, which is a big deal. Another Thunder Trap. That's a 2 for 1. I'm not going to find anything that deals with that, unfortunately. So I'm not going to Desperation Brainstorm. I'm going to get a better Brainstorm in a minute. This does whiff occasionally. They have Prismatic Ending. Okay, that's good. They don't have 3 colors yet. Okay, I don't want that land. I'm going to go ahead and Brainstorm now. Okay, this is fine. So I can re-Narset. I can minus and then re-Narset. I think that's pretty strong. I can also plow this so they can't attack me. Let's get an island. They do have a window where they can Brainstorm here. I think it's Storm Chaser's Talent. I'm going to re-Narset here. Please don't have Spell Pierce. They have exactly Spell Pierce. Okay. I think I do want to deprive them of a wizard. Next turn I have Storm Chaser's Talent, which can immediately regrow like a Brainstorm. I'm worried that they have a second Wrath of the Skies, and they're going to Wrath both of these, and that would be terrifying. Now I need to regrow a Plow, I think. I don't have the resources unless I draw a land to do that, though. That sucks, but it's not that big of a deal. It's a 2 for 1. All right, let's see what we get here. Land. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and Storm Chaser, and then I'm going to just Boomerang. Okay, Narset is great. We'll play her out next turn. I'm going to go ahead and play this out. And we'll pass. We're extremely vulnerable to Wrath. There's the red. Hopefully they go for something on one of our creatures this turn. No, if they wait, then Narset is really good, but they may have a Pyro. We'll see what their last card is. I may have overextended myself here. I don't want to lose this. I want to be able to regrow Plow. But it may be too late if they go ahead and do the Flame of Anor here. Is that the last card? That's unfortunate for us, to say the least. Okay, so now Narset stops this, but they have 2 cards in their hand, one of which might be Pyroblast. I guess I just have to hope that Narset will trigger this and do a little damage. Okay, so I'm going to play this out so that way I can pay for Spell Pierce. Please don't have some way to stop this. It's really important that this resolves. They have something. Yeah, I'll pay for it. Okay, it's in. That's a big deal. It's minus. We're going to see what we get before we decide which land we want. Okay, if I ponder, that's a guaranteed good, like something. And then we can do more damage to Tamio, keeping them off regrowing. I think that's important. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and fetch, get island, ponder. And now this is going to do 2 damage, so they won't be able to... Okay, I like these cards. Is Blue Blast even useful here, though? I don't know that it is. But like they're probably going to Pyro this turn, and we'll lose it. Actually, I'm not sure that I want to keep these. I think we can do better. I would like to find a Staff of the Storyteller. Okay, Plains is not better. So a little punish for my greed there. I've got 6 minutes. Damn, there's not going to be a game 3, is there? Damn, time has just been escaping me. They're at 12, I'm 6. All right, they plus Crocus. Please don't have the flame. Okay, they're passing. It's a brick. A minus. I do have force for their 1 card. But they have a clue as well. They crack the clue. I think the memory is probably a good find. Plow. I'm going to force that because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to hit them and keep her loyalty low. That does feel bad. Don't have a Pierce too. My goodness. Okay, well, yeah, Tomio is going to be a pain. Let's see what we get here. I mean, that's a good card. I could just boomerang this back to hand, but I feel like Storyteller is going to be better. I want to win this game, not just chill in purgatory indefinitely. Okay, so we're very vulnerable to Wrath this turn. They're Hellbent, but they can regrow. What would they regrow? Wrath? Yeah, just regrow Wrath. That would be pretty devastating. I mean, that would leave me with Narset, and that's it. I think that's actually the play. Yeah, that's what they see. Okay, I'm not going to win this game, I don't think, because they're still going to have this. Like, I have to get really lucky. Narset's a heck of a card, but yeah, damn. That double plow was really powerful, but it could have been, plow plus Spell Pierce or something. And I'm just so extended. I'm trying to think of what I can even find here. Like, with all the mana I've had, I still felt like I just haven't had enough mana. The deck is extremely mana hungry. That's a good one. Oh, no. Okay, well, we're going to pass, and we're going to hope. I didn't need to play that out. I probably shouldn't have, just in case I find Brainstorm. I have to hope that they're finding some cards that they can't use. If they do Fourth Era Lingus or something here, that's annoying because that protects that one. I did have the Boomerang Basics earlier. All right, let's do this. Yeah, and that would be a land that I could put back. Okay, I think Storm Chaser's Talent. I don't want this land. And then I just immediately use it to get back. What am I even getting back? Boomerang Basics to hit that. Because they can just keep regrowing freaking Wrath every turn. It's terrifying. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to get back. What am I going to get back? Yeah, I think it has to be Boomerang Basics, sadly. I just can't deal with a Flip Tomio. They're not going to be able to re-flipper. If they counter this, I'll just concede and try my luck with 5 minutes because I don't think I'll win. Surely they don't have yet another counter spell. Okay, thank goodness. So we're still in. I'll yield. Yes, I'll put some counters on this. It's big. It can't attack. Next turn it can start attacking. They may flip. They don't have a way to flip her. I'm worried about Fourth Era Lingus or something like that. They have a clue to crack, but they can't crack it during their turn. It'll have to wait. I'm just going to try my luck with this game. This deck is extremely clock intensive. Okay, they're bouncing their creatures. They're going to play it out as a blocker. They already have one in hand. I guess that makes sense, though. Just to keep it for next turn. All right. Come on. Good card. All right, there's their card. Come on, give me a good card. Legion's Land. Did I know about that? I may have already known about that. Okay, so this is a prowess trigger. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and come in. I think I'm just going to go ahead and level this all the way up. They're just going to take it so they can get an extra clue. That is respectable. Level all the way up. We'll pass. But now, any instant, sorcery, anything. But again, they're going to be able to Wrath before too long. So this is a very expensive kind of Howling Wine effect. Just F6 through the turn. I should have done that earlier. Okay, come on, instant. It may just be a land. Yeah, it's just a land. I'm going to hold it. F6. They have 4 cards in hand. Pretty terrifying that they've been able to build up all those resources. Wouldn't be surprised if this is like a Flame of Nor. Monster Tome. Is this big enough to block my dude? I think it is. Yeah, it's 5/5. I didn't think about that. I mean, yeah, the game's over. All right, let's try one last one. I'm going to just try to turbo them. I think I went way too long on that. So this town is pretty good for turboing, I think. Just bouncing stuff out of the way. I think I take out the plows. Force of Negation could also help with turboing. I think I'll do it like that. All right, so I'm going back in. I've taken all the plows out. Basically anything that helps my opponent gain life. This is not a keep. Very simple. If you don't have blue mana, you don't keep. This is unfortunate that we're getting 2 no-landers in a row, but there's nothing we can do about it. I just need to move quickly. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this does have land. I think this town goes back. A staff and a staff is strong. I'm going to keep that. But Eidetic Memory. I think Eidetic Memory is part of us winning. I'm going to keep it. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle now just so I don't have to worry about it later. And then I can have 6. Not going to be doing anything during their turn. We did not get the card that I was hoping for, which is a plow, which is not in our deck. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hope to spike an island. That sucks. And then I'm just going to go all in on trying to Eidetic Memory them. I don't think it's going to work. Let's see if we get an island here. We don't. Oh no. Yeah. Good games. I'm not going to try to play this out. Like, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be a disaster. Yeah, what I needed to do was I needed to find a land, which our deck did not give us. And then, okay. And then what I was going to do is basically try to brainstorm. And then that's a whole lot of counters on this. And then I've got a pretty big guy swinging in. It's not like a great win con, but it's about the fastest our deck can hope to win. And we just didn't find land. Round 3, we're up against an unknown opponent. Fan of the channel. Good luck. Have fun. They said they've been thinking of me with this deck concept. Well, I'm going to keep I think this is a good all-around hand. It doesn't do anything, but it stops them from doing stuff. My opponent asked whether they're going to be on the video, and the answer is usually yes, unless I completely flame out. I am looking for something proactive to do. I am going to ponder here. I've still got Boomerang Basics to pair with my force. I would like to find a brainstorm to put back some of this excess land. Back to basics might be good. They're on Yorion. Yeah, I think we could go for back to basics and we could protect it. So I want to stash that. I'm going to take force. I'll shuffle away the second plow. Yeah, so I'll just take the force now, and then I can, depending on what they do, if they're on a Yorion deck, they're probably doing something fair. But hopefully they're on like a big rainbow land mana base. Okay. Thundering Falls. Okay, another Volk. I'm just going to play this out. I'm not going to show them the Prismatic Vista because I don't want to freak out and think that I'm on back to basics. Because I am. Sometimes you can just like get people with it and it feels pretty good. If I manage to draw, oh wow. If I manage to draw another, I am going to shuffle this card away. If I manage to get another blue card, I've got double force protected back to basics, which is pretty sweet. All right, and I do. So the jig's up. You're about to see that I am a all basic lands deck. Back to basics. Your forces are distributed across many more cards. Force negation. All right, let's force that. I'll pitch Boomerang Basics because I think it's the least useful card in my hand. Back to basics is in, and their lands are tapped. I know you're a fan of the channel. Don't hate me, please. I know how this feels. Okay, they have Prismatic Vista, so they do have basic lands in their deck. They just got unlucky in that like the cards they drew and 2 of the lands they fetched were not basic lands. Staff of the Storyteller. I like it. Let's go ahead and deploy it. And I can pass. I could draw now just in case they have Bowmaster. But I think I'm going to draw now just to respect Bowmaster. Get my card while I can. Wrath of the Skies was such a beating last round. Definitely don't want to face that again. So in case they're playing Daze, I've got Daze up with my Force. We do have, a game piece on the table, like a creature that's attacking. So they're going to be able to get out from under this back to basics over the course of the next few turns. They might even find enough mana for Prismatic Ending on it if they're playing 4-color. Right. I'll just play a land. I will go to attack. I didn't need to do it in that sequence for sure. I'm going to ponder and try to find another token generator. And I found the best one. Do I want this Plains? Probably, if I'm going to be drawing a lot. I can always put it back and shuffle later with this Brainstorm. It's so freaking powerful. Like this card, I love it. Okay, and I would force a a Bowmaster if they had Swamp, but they are not representing that at all. They can only have so many basic lands in the deck. So I'll go ahead and draw one right now. It's a Plains. I wish I could play that out, but I got greedy and played my island out earlier. I immediately regretted that after I played it. Because I had the Brainstorm and I could have done a perfect Brainstorm potentially. Okay, basic mountain on this stack. Oh, this is a beautiful mountain. Okay, Trop. All right, we'll just continue to whittle away at them. There we go. This is good. I'm going to play it and I'm going to immediately activate and I'm just going to draw deeper into my deck. And now if I can find the Eidetic memory, I can kill them pretty quickly. I'm going to Brainstorm first and then I can ponder. There's the memory. I'm going to put back Plow. Staff is very appetizing here. I do want 2 blue cards for Force though. I'll draw this off of the memory. I want to make sure the memory resolves. This is just going to be insane. I love this card so much. They're going to fight this. Oh, abandoned attachments. That's fine. So maybe they're on Lessons or something like that. I don't think that card's that great. The cards they discarded were Unholy Heat. Okay, so I get a card. I think I'm just going to play this out. Now I am vulnerable. But I'm going to draw, or like I drew, I think like 5 cards this turn cycle. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of cards we're drawing here. I like this deck a lot. This is definitely my jam. All right, so this is like a 6/6 now. Yeah. We got double Force up. I don't see how we lose from here. Plus, we're just drawing 3 extra cards next turn. Just going to shred through our deck while buffing our dudes. Yeah, that was a slaughter. All right. So I think Narset comes in for sure. She's great for these dirtily matchups. We know they're on red. Like I saw a lot of red lands. So I think that comes in. I think we didn't see a lot of creatures. We could pull these out. It's risky. We do have lots of bounce. We've got this town. We can potentially keep them at bay. They may be playing a back to base, or sorry, like a Boomerang Basics type deck like I am. I think I can take the Force Negation. But if they're on a creature deck, then this is pretty good. They're not on a combo deck, and that's where I really like to bring it in. I think I could go down Legion's Landing if they're not going to be playing a lot of creatures. If they are on a token deck, then Boomerang Basics is pretty good because it can just cleanly remove if they're deploying Storm Chaser's talent. It's card negative, but in a pinch, it works. Okay, so this is an example of a hand that it's a lot of land, but I think it's probably okay. We don't know exactly what our opponent's doing. They did have Force of Negation in their main, but that doesn't really say anything because they're on an 80 card deck. I think this is fine. I'm just going to get an island into play as soon as possible so I can potentially stop like a red spell. And then I can staff from there. I like staff a lot. Like, I think it's probably the most important card in the deck in terms of winning grindy matchups. Also, I think this is like Thrun, the hexproof guy in the art. It's his staff. You can just imagine some really old turtle looking dude that has tons of stories. I'll just chill. They could be on, if it's like a teamer type deck, It could be that deck with the green enchantment where you sacrifice the creatures and you cycle through your deck every end step. It's pretty sweet. Okay. I mean, this is the most flexible, but I would like to keep this to shuffle some of these back later. I'm just going to chill. Am I going to do anything here? I do want to put the staff out. As long as they're not going to combo us, I think we're fine. Just taking a turn off from having blast up. And I'd feel bad if I didn't do anything to advance the game state. All right, so we'll let that resolve and we'll pass. So sweet. Like, this card is just insane. They had to print it right before they printed Bowmasters, but I love this card. They said, I'm loving your deck, by the way. Okay. Sweet. Windows. 95. Snow-covered island. And snow-covered forest. And a... Yeah, I think they're team or something. Is this Cascade? Oh, Uro. Yeah, this is fine. So I can just bounce him back to hand if they escape him. It's not that big of a deal. Red mana in the house. This could be Pyroblast. So I would like to have Hydroblast up for Pyroblast. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then if I have to, I can grab an island. I mean, I almost certainly want to grab an island here to fight this. To fight the Pyro if they have it. They don't have it? Okay. And then I could just cast a... Well, no, I'm just going to not draw this turn and just buff this once. I value having Hydroblast up. Okay, this is the Lightning Bolt targeting this guy. I don't think that's a big deal. I'll take it. So 2 for 1. All right. And so we still have... Like, I could have pondered for a force just to have a little more optionality here. But they're... No, actually, they can bring Uro back if they get one more card in their graveyard. So if they have a fetch here, it works. No, 2 more cards. So they probably won't be able to get him in there this turn. So I definitely want to play Plains. I'm going to play Plains, activate, and then I can this town targeting this to get the extra creature and the extra trigger. That way this becomes useful. It's not as useful when you don't have a creature out. Okay, we're down. You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast the spell. If they do, draw a card before the other effects. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to draw. So wait, is this killing two things? Okay, they can kill both. Okay, but I'm still going to draw. So I've got like literally all my planes now. It's unfortunate I didn't have a little more mana. I could have discounted both of them, but I did get a card. Price of Freedom. Okay, that's fine. I'll just go get an island. That actually kind of helps me. I was just complaining I had all my planes and not enough of my islands. Okay, so they are a Lessons deck. Is this a lesson too? No. Okay, I've never seen that card before. So unfortunately, we don't have anything going on. So I am going to start by looking, and then I can choose to shuffle away one of the cards if I don't want the other ones. I mean, I want all these basically. So I take the staff and then I draw the edict. I think actually, yeah, because this will be this won't be summoning sick next turn. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So we get the creature. I do want to have Hydroblast up, but yeah, because I'm going to draw next turn. I'll just shuffle after that. That way I can keep Hydroblast up just in case. I mean, they're almost certainly just going to deploy Uro here, though. I probably should have just used the mana to draw. But if they do have like another red spell, I can at least interact with it. Okay, they're fetching. This is probably Uro. This is going to be a long game. I'm trying to play as quickly as I can because there's going to be a lot of life gain here. There's Uro. They get a draw trigger. I just have to hope that Blue Elemental Blast does something here. It's worth noting that I don't have a hand size once I have Proft's Eidetic Memory out, which would be nice. They took everything but the lesson, which tells me they are almost certainly playing. Yeah, so we do have to worry about them ancestraling later. So I'm going to go and play this out. I don't want any more lands. I'm going to go get a Plains. No, wait, I can't get a Plains. Well, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to cast this first. And then I can fight it on the stack. Once it resolves and I get to draw a card, I will just go fetch an island. It's not inconceivable that they could blow away all my lands, by the way. All my planes because I've only got 4 in my 75. So we draw trigger here. Right. I think we just this town here. And I want to go ahead and draw a card first. Oh no. Now I can't hold up Hydroblast. But I think if they had Pyroblast, they would have used it. This is possible they just have force here. I would definitely pyro this. Yeah, what I should have done is I couldn't have done it that way though, where I would be able to tap. I just didn't have the mana. Okay, we got very lucky there. So we do get some plus. I think it's just like 1, maybe 2. They're bolting it again. That's fine. Okay. And now Uro has to go through like a pretty lengthy journey to get back out on the table. I'm worried that they just keep hitting my white sources though. I'm glad I'm playing 8. Okay, this is fine. It's going to be interesting to see if we can tempo them. I do still have my Back to Basics in the deck, which would help greatly. But they probably have Icefang Coatl if they're playing this many snow-covered lands. Band Attachments is fine. They've been a weird election. Okay, so now we have to worry about them ancestraling next turn. That's pretty scary. I mean, that's a lot of card advantage. Not that I'm not getting ridiculous amounts of card advantage myself. Maybe I don't really need to worry about it that much. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. And then I could just ponder, see what I find. I've already moved my land drop. Force is very much welcome. I'll just take the brainstorm next turn. I'm most likely going to pitch this back to this Boomerang Basics. I guess I can play this out. And I can Boomerang Basics right now to just draw the brainstorm. And that gives me another trigger this turn cycle. It's not really that big of a deal. Okay, so this gives me another charge counter. Then I'll just hold up Pyro. And we'll go to... I'll get a counter on it. I'll yield. And we'll just put it on the flyer. 16 minutes on the clock to there. 15. We're doing okay time-wise. Yeah, and I can just draw a card here during their turn. I should have done it this turn because I won't get the counter if I do it during my turn. I will force Accumulated Knowledge or Accumulate Wisdom. Okay, I'll force it. It's a 2 stopping a 3. Hopefully they Pyro. They are Accumulate Wisdom again. Okay, well, scary. I know I have a Brainstorm on top. I'm not going to try to find... I'm not going to get desperate, but they're about to draw a lot of cards. Oh! I am going to get to use my Hydro finally. They're paying 5 life. Did they pay the mana? I think they did. Well, I'll just Pyro... I'm just going to counter target red spell. They have succeeded in filling up their graveyard. Okay, they're forcing their... Okay. I mean, they've gone to pretty great lengths here to stop us. All right, so force counters itself and they get to accumulate wisdom. So they're back up to 7 cards. So I think they got the ancestral twice there. Pretty good. Now, the question is, can they regrow these? Do they have Mystic Sanctuary in their deck? Fetching. Mountain. A lot of basics. Don't blow up my planes. I'll be so sad. They could actually use it to blow up this. We're down. Again. Again with this card. Well, I'm going to draw. Okay. There's my brainstorm. These cards go away. I did rip a Boomerang Basics, which would have been really good with that card. This is just like a card advantage slog. My goodness. They're giving me cards. They're drawing cards. Fury. Oh, man, this is exactly the right size to kill both of my creatures. Crazy. Nothing I can do. Yeah, I mean, they just spewed their entire hand. It's crazy. Like the amount of cards they're playing here. Luckily, I do have another staff, so I'll play that. And, okay, they screwed up. Oh, it's only 4. It's not 5. I'm sorry. For some reason, it's 5 casting cost, but it only does. Interesting. I'm not sure that I agree with that. Like, that feels really aggressive. But I don't know what is in their hand. I don't know what's in their deck. All right, so I think this is just a simple matter of staff that charges it. I think I want to go ahead and do this now. Draw. Okay, Narset is great. I'm going to play Narset. It does not stop their thing, but it's pretty good. So I have Brainstorm up. I'm going to try to find a force here. This is pretty good against their cantrip deck. Storm Chaser's talent is actually pretty reasonable here since we're already tapped out. Yeah, I think I'd just play it and just have another creature on the table. They said, well, Narset is pretty good. Yep, I'm playing 3 of them on the board just for decks like yours. All right. So this procs again. Let's go to combat. We'll target this one again, I guess. I'm not going to... I just want to max damage. Unfortunately, I don't have any interaction here. If they have the wear down again, it's going to do a lot. I think they'd probably bring back Uro. Then I can this town Uro. But the Uro doesn't get a card at least. And then I'm just going to keep juggling Uro while I do damage to them. I haven't even used the Brainstorm with this. I just want to make sure the coast is clear. It's like a sudden burst. It basically turns your Brainstorm into a lightning bolt. It's really good. Like a lightning bolt that does 3 damage every turn that the creature isn't answered. Okay, so here, probably Uro. Chakra Meditation. Okay, this is a cool card. They get to return something to their hand. They can return Accumulate Wisdom, which does not draw cards. And they can use it. Okay, they fetch. I love the art on this Chakra Meditation. It's so cool. Like that weird texture with the dragons. Okay, so Uro's back. They don't get a card. They do get to play a land. They have another land. Wow, they've got a lot of land in their deck. Granted, it's a Yorion deck. So the way this works is whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, draw a card. I can see why Narset is good here. Okay, so I'm going to start with this town. I mean, they could have force. I think I'm going to go ahead and just... I want to dig as deep as I can first. So let's go ahead and draw. I mean, I guess I could just Narset to try to find a force. I just want to make sure. They said they've got a couple 4-1s with this deck, which is great. Like if you're 4-1ing with your brew, you've got a good brew. Like you have to understand how optimized most decks are. There's another Narset, which I think I take. So let's go ahead and try this. This town ain't big enough. Let's bounce this and this. They're fetching. Okay. So I may have to Desperation Brainstorm here. But even if it's a Desperation Brainstorm, like they're going to attack. They're going to do some stuff. Yeah, this is Pyro, I presume. Oh, they're Accumulate Wisdom. I mean, I might want to fight this. Okay, so they get to draw immediately. I do want to fight this. I'm going to Brainstorm. Okay, there's the force. So I'm going to put back Boomerang Basics and Legion's Landing, I think. I'm not sure that was actually correct. Oh, I shouldn't have let them draw. That was a mistake. I'm going to force this. I will pitch a Boomerang Basics here. Okay, so that resolves. Then this town, does this resolve? It does. Okay. And now, I was saying like I shouldn't have pitched that because I didn't have a way to proc, but I actually do have a way to proc. It's called Storm Chaser Talent, which just came right back to my hand. So I wouldn't have had a way to proc if they'd been able to counter that. Look at the prowess on this guy. All right, so we get the trigger here. I can do it again. No, I can't. So I'm just going to go to combat. Let's put it on this guy. Now we've got a pretty sizable army coming in for a hug. Yeah, they're to 4. They're at 4. They have to Uro and re-Uro all without drawing cards because of Narset. Yeah, I mean, Eidetic Memory does some serious damage, that's for sure. And I could have probably even set it up to where I got lethal through brainstorming repeatedly if I'd thought about it. I didn't even realize how close I was going to be. All right, so we are now 2-1. They said keep the great content. They're hoping to see this Chakra card on the channel. I may play it at some point. All right, we're up against a fair gamer, most likely. I like this Back to Basics hand. It seems solid. Let's keep it. They've already mulliganed. We're on the draw. They're most likely on Delver. That's what they were playing at Bizarre Boxes, which is a cool tournament that you should check out. Okay, so that's not in Delver. This could be blue-black tempo. Could be a lot of things. I'm going to go ahead and Storm Chaser talent, I think. Just to get on board. I'm going to assume they're fair. This also may like get them to, play out more lands, proactively fetch non-basics. Okay, there we go. So my goal is to ideally have a force to protect the back to basics when I go for it, so we don't get dazed. Daze is something in my opponent's repertoire. Stoneforge is fine. I don't actually have very many good answers for it. Let's see if they get Meteor Sword. That's what everybody loves to get now. Meteor Sword. Yep. I mean, that could keep me away from being able to back to basics them. Legion's Landing is too slow. I think I need to brainstorm into Plow. If they daze, I'm not going to be able to kill this anyway, so I'll just try this. Okay, that's not a daze. Right, there's the Plow. That's what we needed. So I'll attempt to Plow. They'll have to force. They'll be able to blow up one of my lands. Unfortunately, I don't have more lands forthcoming. I don't have a way to shuffle. They could Thoughtseize me. I think the card that I want to hide is this Staff. Yeah, I'm not going to hide anything. I'm just going to assume they're blue-white. But they could absolutely be Jeskai or Esper. I don't like this card at all against their deck. I just don't want to draw it, but I might be able to juggle it on top of the deck. Yeah, I'm not going to use this turn. Okay, I'll put it back. I just need to be decisive here. Let's see if this works. See whether this works. This would be a daze if they have a daze. Okay, wow. That is great. Okay, so we're probably not going to get Meteor Sworded, and they probably don't have Force. So there's a good chance that Back to Basics just jams them up for several turns. They play another Stoneforge Mystic or something like that. It's not that big a deal. Tamio is annoying, but we can handle her. Yeah, this is the Brainstorm. So back to basics, and then, oh wait, we have this town. So that answers Flip Tamio. And I'm going to be able to put 1 damage on her next turn. If I back to basics, which I am going to attempt to do. They could absolutely have a force here to protect her. I'm going to go for it. The upside is very high if this resolves. Okay, it resolves. Now I'm going to come in for Tommy. Knock her down 1 loyalty. Our hand doesn't really do anything. Staff is good. We're drawing a blank card. Oh wait, no, we're drawing this town. They grow up basic planes. They may have a lot of basics, so they may not be sweating it. Caracas. Okay, this is fine. If they have another land, they can use the Meteor Sword to blow up back to basics. They reveal Meteor Sword. I guess they just juggled that on their deck. Okay, so let's think about this. This town bouncing this clears that. I would love to find another land. I think I'm going to take the risk. Brainstorming 1 more turn. Come on, show me the land. Like ideally a fetch land. Oh no. This is not good. We could absolutely lose to Tamio Ultimate. Yeah, I think we're almost certainly going to lose if this town doesn't work. And I don't think it will. What are the odds they don't have a force after all these cards? Proft's Eidetic Memory actually draws us faster than Staff. Yeah, if I'd known this was coming, I could have grabbed that, but I didn't know. Legion's Landing doesn't do a damn thing. I'll put it back even under Storm Chaser's talent. I'll just put both of these back. Okay. So now we're going to do this. This procs it again. I can attack in. I can take some loyalty off. They're probably not going to block with Stoneforge Mystic. I think their plan is to use Meteor Sword to take out back to basics. So we take 2 loyalty off Tamio. She's back at 3. Meteor Sword gets this, then they're free in 2 turns. We have to draw through our Staff the Storyteller chaff, or throw the chaff on top of our deck. Yeah, they plus it. And they are going to go ahead and do this. Oh my goodness. No, there's no way they'll like, I would like to put this back in my hand. If I wait for the right time and it resolves, it's glorious, but I don't think it's likely to do that. So, options. I mean, like, it's the way we survive is they do this and then I just put it back in my hand and their mana base is pretty doomed. And then this is back in hand. Is that the line? I just have to chill. I can't do a damn thing. I think they're going to go for it. And then if they have the answer, that's just the end of the game, I think. So this comes in. Unfortunately, this does mean they're going to untap. But this is my window to both save my back to basics, which is very good on this board state, and to bounce Tomio. Does it work? They force. I know the top card of my deck doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'll keep playing, but I think we just lost there. They have Felia, like we doubly lost. They have one card in hand. The card they pitched to force was a Merc. Lavinia is very good against our deck. It means this town doesn't work anymore. We're looking at, oh, yeah, that's bad too. So they can just bounce one of our dudes. Probably that one, yeah. We're looking at surviving if we find Boomerang Basics. That's it. That's the only card that can even help us survive here. There's no way I can ponder into Boomerang Basics. Game's over. That was unfortunate. I felt like we were in a really strong position. Okay. Narset comes in for sure against the Tomio deck. I think that's it. I can't take out Plows. I'll take out a Force Negation. I'm not going to take out the Back to Basics. They are a mana hungry deck. They're not an aggressive deck. I'm going to take out a Legion's Landing. They're playing main deck Narset. I'm going to take out of this town. Let's do it. Our game 2, we get to be on the play this time. This is a good hand. Another back to basics hand. Yeah, I think this is just... Yeah, this is a snap keep. We don't have a turn 1 play. Turn 2 play is going to be staff. They mull to 6. I'll play this just to make them think that I have non-basics in my deck, but I don't. I don't have a single non-basic, thankfully, other than these fetches. Okay, that's a non-basic. Tomio. All right, I can't... Yep, the classic Tomio opener that we can't immediately answer. Last time we found a Plow, and that worked for the first one. I'm going to just play out staff. They force that. Okay, that's fine. Next turn, I probably back to basics. Because if they tap this down, then it's harder for them to get out from underneath it. They may have a Spell Pierce or something. They don't have land. Okay. So back to basics isn't even worth casting right now. I think what I want to do is just use this Proft's Eidetic Memory, draw a card, and then I can use this town big enough to bounce both of these back to hand later. They can't force everything I'm putting out. But if their hand is no lands, then that means they may have like a lot of cards that they can use. Okay, that's great. Let's go ahead and get Storm Chaser talent. And now we've got 2 good targets for this town. Ain't big enough. They're going to stifle us. By all means. Okay. I don't think Stifle's good. Not in this meta. Okay, they found a second land. Hopefully they do something with it so I can back to basics them. It will be annoying if like it ends up that they're able to like Tomio victory because of that Stifle slowing me down a little bit. Right, so I think this is just, probably like, yeah, I'm just going to go get an island. I'm going to Storm Chaser, I'll ponder first. I wouldn't mind finding a force. I don't like these. Well, I need this land probably. I'll just do it like that. I haven't played a land yet, so I'll play it next turn. And then I'll just play this out, and that way at least I get a counter on it from Profts. So it's a 2-2. We'll pass. They fetch in the instep. I think they're just cracking a clue. Hopefully they get a non-basic. They do. All right. I would love nothing more than to slam it back to basics with an extra land on the table in case they have days. They almost certainly have days in their Stifle deck. They've already turned Tomio into like a 2-for-1. Okay. And they're being very diligent about not tapping that land, frustratingly. I'm going to go ahead and do this. That buffs this. It's in. I'm going to go ahead and brainstorm right now, just because I want the extra counters. They may have a plow. They didn't daze that. Narset's going to be good. I'll just put this back, this back. We'll go to combat. We're going to attack for 7 here. Unless they have a plow, which I welcome them plowing this, because that's going to tap a land forever. They're 12. They can't tap their lands to draw a clue. They scoop. That felt good. All right, and we had Narset coming too. Okay, so how does anything change with the knowledge they're playing Stifle? Again, by far the most annoying card in their deck so far has been Tamiyo. You just never know if they're going to manage to cheese you out. We do have answers to Tamiyo. I'm not sure. This is another answer to a flip Tamiyo. Maybe we do just this, and that slightly reduces our curve. I think it's fine. Just on the defense. I could, of course, bring in Force Negation. It just feels bad when you're worried about Stoneforge Mystic and stuff like that. This is a good hand. So we're going to have to be very selective about how we use this Force. But and I probably will fetch around Stifle. I don't want to deal with Stifle. It stops a lot of stuff in my deck. Yeah, I'm just going to not fetch right now until they're tapped out. It sucks. But like my mana is absolutely vital to my deck. So even though Stifle seems comically bad, it may be impactful. Wrath of the Skies of the Yard. I'm happy to see that in the yard. Plains. Stoneforge. I do think this is a force. I'm going to force pitch this town. Since it's a little farther away. And we'll see if they force back. They don't. Okay. Now I can fetch. That's good. I can get a perfect brainstorm here. Legion's Landing is not particularly... Well, I mean, it is another way to proc staff. I am worried that they may already have a Wrath in hand. Wrath is very good against me. I'll just hold this for later. This brainstorm for later. But I am going to go ahead and fetch a Plains here. So we essentially 2-for-1 ourselves to stop their 2-for-1. And now we're playing our 2-for-1, which resolves. We need more mana to actually use the ability. So I'm glad Stifle wasn't up for that, because that would be an ideal Stifle trigger. Ponder. We've got tons of time. It's game 3. This has been very fun, interactive, back and forth matchup. Really just dictated by the brutal power of Tamiyo. Plow is not particularly strong here. I think I want to start with just drawing. Okay, and now play this out, and I'll just create another dude, which creates another thing. Wrath of the Skies is going to be really, really good against our deck, and I'm going to have to force it. Okay, we get a token. I'm going to go ahead and attack. And I'll be able to force Wrath around days, but Wrath for 1 would be good. Wrath for 2 would be devastating. Brainstorm, instep, imperfect brainstorm, love it. Okay, they're passing without play. They may be like 1 land off from Wrath. Oh, they could have Spell Pierce. I'm going to play this out just in case. It's not greedy to play this out, I don't think. If they stifle the trigger, they force it. Okay, that's fine. I think I just go in for the hug. I don't think they have a flash creature that I need to worry about. I have Plow up anyway. Okay, the card they pitched when they forced was Stifle. Interesting, they didn't just tap out. It's like, why not? They must have some end of turn thing. Or maybe they're waiting for me to draw a card because they have Hull Breacher. Well, I'm going to chill. I don't know what's going on over there, but I don't like it. Okay, wow. They just decided to pitch a Stifle rather than just stifle the trigger. Quantum Riddler. This is fine. I'm going to Plow it, though. I don't want to come back later, and it likely will come back later. This is a risk. Okay. They gain a bunch of life, that's fine. But they don't get to cast this out of Warp later. And they are very close to being able to Warp. Okay. I am going to attempt to fetch here, and if they stifle it, it's not that big of a deal. I do want to activate my staff. I am a little bit worried because they could cut me off blue completely. They do stifle. That's fine. Okay. It's not a big of a deal. They're down to 3 cards. I draw another land anyway, so this is great. I'm going to go ahead and do this first before, just in case I draw the Eidetic Memory. A Storm Chaser Talent. I mean, it does restock. I'm kind of tempted to just hold it for next turn, because if they blow up my board, at least I'll have something in hand. Right now, I've already used my charge counter. Yeah, I'm just going to attack like this. And I'm just going to take it slow and steady. They're using a lot of material over there. They're getting unfavorable trades. But a single Wrath, and they've fixed the whole situation. Right. So another plow. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Force negation. That's fine. I've got to pick my battles here. I am tempted to brainstorm here just to see if I can move things forward. I don't get the feeling this Wrath is good, or this brainstorm is going to be particularly useful. If I can find another staff, it's insane here. They can't spell pierce this. I'm going to try it. Okay, there's Profts. I'm going to use that ability right now. Put this back. Put this back. Fetch. Get an island. We are maybe going off of our plan here, and we are very much playing into Wrath on 2. Okay, draw a trigger. Please give me a blue card. Okay, we're in business. Check this out. I'm going to give myself some lifelink. Some life here. It's a lot of life that we're about to get. Okay, and I've got force up for Wrath. That's fine. I'll gain the life either way. Yeah, I mean, that's an unfavorable trade. Like, my opponent is spewing material, really. And like, I think the long game favors me as long as I'm disciplined. But again, a single Wrath blows me out, so I need to be mindful of that. This might... What is this? Is this Wrath? This is Wrath. So they can put Wrath back on top if they have the card, but I just can't lose everything. Don't have Spell Pierce as your last card, please. Okay, wow. I'm still in it, barely. Lots of good draws here. That is a good draw. Let's try it. Anything that generates a token would be great. Okay. So I don't want this really. I will take it. Wait a second. I can play this. And if I have this, I can regrow, but I don't have a blue card. Yeah, I can't do exactly what I want to do here, which is Storm Chaser Talent. I'm going to wait. I'm just going to play this land out. And that way, we'll see what happens here. I'm like completely hellbent. If they have the Wrath of the Skies, or if they have the other card in their deck, they can use it. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. But I do have the card on the top that gives me, like, yeah, so apparently they don't have, what's it called? Mystic Sanctuary, because they could have used that and put Wrath of the Skies back on top. Okay, so we're going to draw. Check this out. Oh, I drew the wrong one. I do have Force Up, though. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, I'll just keep Force Up, but I wanted to regrow and recharge. Like, that was a tragic missequencing. So they're at 9. They're going to be able to start to draw here, but I do have Force, and I can pay for days. Next turn, I have a banger on top that'll allow me to regrow. They get a card here. They draw immediately. Land for turn. Okay, I'm glad to see that land. Wait, why are you playing Tamio? Just as a blocker? Okay, I don't like that decision. I don't agree with that. Okay. Well, the good news is I can do this. Boom. Recharge the staff. Yep. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw now. This feeds into Eidetic Memory. This town can clear a blocker if I want to, but it's not really what I want to do. I'm just going to go get another Plains. And I'm going to regrow. Actually, I mean, there might be a world in which I can kill them here. This town, bounce this back, get this back, replay it. But I might not have a blue card. I think it's safer to just regrow. Let's get a Force here. That way I've got double Force, like in case they like Thoughtseize me for some reason. Okay, now we're going to come in. Let's put it all on this guy. They're going to chump, I think. They may not. They're down to 1 card. Okay, they're very dead on board if they don't do something crazy this turn, like Wrath. But like if they do Wrath and they are somehow able to stop me from forcing, like with the days, that's game, I think. So I could absolutely lose here. Okay. Please don't have Wrath plus force back up. Wrath is absolutely devastating against my deck. Okay. I assume that that's what they're playing to. Brainstorm. I'll let it happen. This flips. I don't care about that. It's not going to be able to regrow Wrath in time. Stoneforge Mystic. Can this stop me? Let's see. This could go get... This could put a pre-war in, which could put another Stoneforge in. It's not a big deal. I would fight the pre-war. They're down to 1 card. I'm going to try it. And I'm going to keep this town up just in case I have to get rid of this. Now they don't have the mana to Wrath everything. They could Wrath everything. Oh, they have the days. What a beating. Okay. Okay. So they're going to survive, but are they going to thrive? Meteor Sword. Okay, Meteor Sword, like land. Okay, what's the point of Meteor Sword here? You can't play it. Am I missing something? I've got 5 damage in the air. You're dead. Oh, they draw a card. Okay. This might be a plow. Okay, we got it. That felt great. That was scary for a second there with the days. Yeah, there might have been a more graceful way to do it. I don't think my play execution was perfect. I should have not been nearly as in danger as I was there at the end. We were 3-1, losing only to our clock. This list feels pretty good. See you in the final round. Final round, this is going to be hard when we're up against probably the best fair deck that just ignores combo, which is the Onslaught Pride deck, the 3-color Pride deck. I like this hand. I'm going to keep it. I'll open Storm Chaser Talent. They are a Bowmaster version of the deck, so it's very scary. Marsh Flats Fetch. Plains. Guide. I'm here for Forcing Guide. It gets out of hand pretty quick. I think this is the card that you force. I don't think the Pride is as big of a deal as long as you have the Guide out of the way. But it does suck to have to force immediately. Hopefully we don't draw land here. I'm going to ponder trying to find a card draw engine. This town is nice. So we'll ponder. We're looking for really just Staff. Legion's Landing and Plow. I can't throw these back, but Island is pretty stinky. No, I think I can throw them back. I mean, I'm just looking for a card draw engine. Legion's Landing doesn't really do anything against their deck. Plow is nice, but it's not worth keeping the 2 bad cards. And of course, we're punished, unfortunately. I'm just going to start taking lands out of my deck. No, I shouldn't take lands out of my deck because I might draw a Brainstorm. I don't think we're going to win this matchup, unfortunately. This is an extremely difficult deck to beat. I'm trying to think. I beat it, like, depending on what I'm playing, which is all fair blue decks mainly. I might beat it like 1 out of every 3 or 4 times, depending on what deck I'm playing. But this deck is particularly weak in the sense it doesn't have Prismatic Ending. So this is Raptor. Yep, and Raptor is absolutely insane against our deck. Thoughtseize. Okay, they can Thoughtseize us here. Take our last bit of action. This is going to be a very short round, I think, unfortunately. We've had great rounds up to this point, but our matchup luck has run out. Brainstorm, please save me. I'm not even going to play anymore. Let's go to the next game. So we're just not going to get there, unfortunately. So here, and I know a lot of you might be like, what? But you didn't even try. No, believe me. It's going to be a grueling, slow death. So Blue Elemental Blast come in. This town is pretty bad. Like, yeah, we can get like a Johnny back in their hand, but is that really even that good? The way we win is we get giant tokens with Proft, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to take out this town. Oh, I'm going to take out Back to Basics. Well, let's take a look at their list. They have 1 plains, 1 swamp, 0 mountains. I'm not taking out back to basics. If this is what they're playing, this is what they were playing like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So you can see here, Orchestra Master, Ampraptor, Voice of Victory, terrifying card, Therapies, Thoughtseize. So they're playing the more like, this does have game against combo, and they're playing Staff Mirror. Goblin Bombardment is scary. I didn't even know they created a Spider-Man version of this. It looks kind of cool though. Yeah, very reasonable lane count, but because of 3 color, they are somewhat vulnerable. Are they likely to bring in Pyroblasts? 2 of them. I think I like our chances with back to basics here. They do have they have tokens that we can bounce out of play, but like I don't think that's going to be good enough. I think more likely Boomerang Basics Boomerang Basics costing 1 instead of 2 is a huge difference. This is precisely the kind of deck that Battle of Bywater is terrible against because all their creatures are weenies. They just have lots of weenies that beget weenies. I do like their list a lot, though. It looks like a really robust build. This is probably the best we can do here. It has a little bit of card advantage, a little bit of interaction. It's got mana. That's important. Let's keep it. All right, so I'll just play Legion's Landing first. No reason to show them what I'm going to be doing later with colors, and I might find a brainstorm. I really love the art on this card. Like, it's just like these vampire conquistadors just landing. How is this a white card? How are there white vampires? I swear, like, vampires are just like the most brutal, dark kind of like form of like historical fiction, or not historical, but like, you know, like the old school scary story type stuff. I showed my kid Blade. He loved it. The scene in the club where like they turn on the sprinklers, it's iconic. Okay, I'm not going to force this time because I just have to stop Amp Raptor. Gosh, I'm so tempted to force that. Like, this card is insane. If you're no stranger to my channel, you know I love to play that card myself. I don't have good attacks. I do want to play Proft's Eidetic Memory. I don't want to sit still. It's a bummer that we drew land number 5. Yeah, I'm going to play it. Oh, wait, I draw a card, so this becomes 2, so I can attack. That's great. And I can gain some life. Okay. Yeah, this card is just overperformed. This is probably a 4 of. Is it already a 4 of? Yeah, I'm already playing 4. All right. Okay, Staff is good. Let's go to combat, and we get to get some lifelink and do a little bit of damage here, which is not going to be that big of a deal because they gain life like crazy, which we're about to see. I will force Amp Raptor, even though Pyroblast would do it, or Hydroblast rather. I just need to keep like the snowball type threats off the table. They may sequence their threats because they seem like a very savvy player. They may sequence their threats in a way that like I force the first thing they play and then like the more devastating thing follows. I think we force now or forever hold our force. This is very strong with Guided Souls. All right. So this turn I am going to create a dude. They're keeping a blocker back. They are on the control roll, which I like to see. Okay, so options. 1, we just brainstorm. We make a gigantic dude. I like that. I'm just going to do that now before I play anything else out. I would love to get the Staff down, and I will get it down in a minute. I would also love to shuffle away one of these lands. We're doing this around Bowmaster, which is nice. If we can even get a game on them, it's going to be such a coup. By the way, this is my favorite swamp art. It's so minimalist. It's from beta. Back to Basics is not going to do a damn thing here. I would have loved to put back a land, but like Back to Basics is completely dead here. I think it might make sense later, but I'll draw it later. If it makes sense, it doesn't make sense now. Okay, so now I'm just going to play out Staff of the Storyteller here. I'll get a second Plains. Just be mana efficient here. And we're going to have a big vampire. Who's the lifelink deck now? Okay, 5/5 coming in. They're not going to block because they're not crazy. They need their material. But it does feel good to like make them kind of wince. Is what I imagine they're doing. They're like, They're not like, oh, this crap. Like, look at this jank. I'm going to totally destroy this. That's probably what they're thinking. It's probably like another Proft's Eidetic memory deck, huh? Okay, that's good against us. Of course, that gains some life. It pokes our spirit token. It shuts down this. Like, it solos our deck. I think we've been clear over this is my second league with this deck that like we don't want to face Bowmasters. Oh no, is this a removal spell? Yep. Well, I'll gain even more life. Yay. Okay, so they're going to come in. They don't have the energy yet, but they will soon. Best draw is just a plow to free us. Free your mind, Neo. You've got to free your mind from the Bowmasters. No, we just get a land instead. All right, so I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to sit still. Let's do this. Ouchie. Another staff. All right, well, the good news is I can at least put some counters on this guy. I'll play this land out. I'm almost certainly just going to... Yeah, I mean, this sucks, but it at least is a 2-2. So they can't attack with the Bowmasters at least. Yeah, and we get tokens that we can't use because Bowmaster is OP. Like all the people that complain about Bowmaster, they are correct. It is OP. So I could actually... Okay, so I could actually fire this one off afterward. I've got so much life. It's fine. Next turn I could... No, I'll just chill. I am going to fetch and do it in the end step. So this is 2-2. Yeah, I'm just going to do it now. I mean, I could do it at the end of their turn. Yeah, I should have done it at the end of their turn. That makes more sense. But they could have a second Bowmaster. So there's that. Okay, so you can grow even further. If they have two Bowmasters, then this strategy really falls apart. Okay, Boomerang Basics. Perfect thing to deal with their oversized Orc army at the end of the day. Yeah. Our deck does love to draw cards, doesn't it? And Bowmaster loves to punish that. Okay, and here's my least favorite card, Amped Raptor, which is probably going to reveal a Bowmasters. I'm getting all pessimistic now. I need to stop that. Pyroblast. Okay, well that deals with Proft's Eidetic memory. Yep. So I can play that out again next turn if I want to take a bunch of damage from Bowmaster. Just don't have a second Bowmaster, please. But if they do have it, they're not going to play it now. They're going to wait. So they can attack for a lot here. Okay, yeah. And maybe they'll give flight to this, but they'll probably do it to this. Okay, they're doing it to that. So diversifying their threats a little bit. I don't have good blocks. I do get the vibe that they probably have a second Bowmasters. Like they're holding up mana like they do. Let's try this. I mean, if this sets us free, it's going to be huge. All right, now, what's the play? I think it's draw and see if we get another token. And then I can play Profts. I just want to... Are they going to Bowmaster here? They don't. If they Bowmaster now, I'm just going to counter it. Let's do this again. Okay, so we get a card. Okay, it's another Profts. I need to stop calling it Profts. I don't know what to call it. It seems weird to call it an adjective like that. I can play this out. I can go ahead and just bounce this back to hand. One of these. Legion's Landing is pretty cheap to deploy. I think I bounce that, and then I get another trigger. I still am holding a force. Okay, and we rip another staff. That's great. Okay, we might be able to get this. It's a 5/5. I'll come in. Do I want to come in? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I do come in. Yeah, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to beat the beat down. They're 10 now. They have to fetch down to 9. I don't really want to defend this to the death with force. Surveilling. Okay, I love seeing an additional land. Amped Raptor. You know what? I'm going to force this. It's just too much. 2 additional bodies. It really ratchets up the Guide of Souls juice. Please don't have a Pyro. That was probably their draw for turn. They would have played it last turn. Oh no, do they have another one? What is this? Oh, they're just putting Giganta in their hand. Deal. Okay. So they're coming across for 8. They haven't been able to gain any life. I might be able to kill them this turn. Let's think about this. So staff, draw. Okay, let's think about this. So I want to go like this. Staff. Then draw. And if I draw a brainstorm along the way, that's game, I think. Oh my goodness. I'm so like in love with this combo that I've discovered. I getting high on my own supply over here. Come on, give me a brainstorm. Force of will. Ponder actually, I think Ponder does it. So yeah, I'll just do this too. Draw more, one more. Okay, brainstorm definitely does it. I'll just brainstorm. What the heck? So we got it. Put these back. And now we just go in, and I don't think there's anything they can do. 11. This is glorious. I'm so glad I captured that. It'll be a huge coup if we can win this, but I don't think we will. Like, that felt extremely lucky. This town is not good enough for our deck. Do we want to bring in a force negation? I don't think force negation should be in the deck. I think this town is better. Yeah, I'm just going to do it like that. I'm incredibly impressed with this card. This card is cracked. I feel like this is a new archetype. Like, I know that I didn't play perfectly, but like imagine if I was playing perfectly or somebody who can play perfectly. Like imagine how powerful this would be. There's probably a little bit of room for optimization. I'm not sold on this town. Yeah, you might be able to get... I mean, staff is the backbone, so it does need to be blue-white. You could try to do something mono-blue, but it just feels like a lot weaker because staff, like, we just drew like 6 cards in one turn there, and that turned into 6 damage. I mean, that is crazy for an enchantment that replaces itself. How has nobody discovered this? Am I just crazy? Am I just getting lucky? This is a cracked hand. So this is like very similar to what we did previous game. Turn 1, plow. Turn 2, staff. Marsh flats. What I love about the deck is just it goes so wide, and it just puts so many game pieces on the table. That's fine. I'll plow that. I'll wait till their turn and see what they do, and then I'll plow it. Legion's Landing. I would like to play that out, but I need to respect the thing on the table already. And I am looking for land now. So I definitely don't want to fetch. I want to maximize the likelihood of finding a land here. I will sadly pitch Storm Chaser talent. Now that I have Legion's Landing, it's less important, and it is blue, whereas Legion's Landing is not. Also, Lifelink is very good against the aggro deck. Wasteland will find no purchase here. Back to Basics is in my deck right now. Okay, I'm going to force this. This 2 cards, it's a 2 for 2 effectively, is how I look at it. I'll keep Proft so Eidetic Memory. All right, they're down to 4 cards, but yeah, Back to Basics would be good in this situation. Oh, wow, what a draw. All right, we're going to go ahead and play our staff. If we get a Back to Basics kill, it's going to be so glorious. So glorious. I love this card. I know that you're about to play Bowmasters, but I just want to profess my love to it before I get completely nuked from orbit. Okay, there's the black. If I can draw a land, if I can draw any land in my deck, I can Back to Basics them, and I might have a chance. Guide. Don't have another Raptor. Okay, that's good. They do have Pyroblast in the deck, so they may be able to fight my Back to Basics on the stack. Okay, the Raptor. Where? Okay, that sucks, but it's not going to matter if I draw a land. Come on, give me a land. Land, please. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this out. Yeah, I think I'll play this out, and then I Boomerang Basics and try to make a land drop. All right, the card we drew, unfortunately, was not a land, so we're going to miss our land drop, but I am going to attack for 1. That would have been like just a perfect slam dunk. Like, if we could have done that right there, I'm not sure if we're going to win. They are down to 2 cards. We do have gas in the tank. Okay, I love it. Absolutely. Okay, so we're getting lots of 2-for-1s, which are great. Okay, come on, give me the land. Yes. Now the question is, do we respect Pyro? I think I do want to do this. Like, they may have Pyro, but it might buy a turn. And we're locking down black. They just have Pyro. Okay. Well, that sucks. I mean, it's a 1-for-1. Okay. And that would have probably happened sooner or later anyway. It's not that big of a deal. I had to try. Next turn, we can Proft. I'm just worried that they're going to have Bowmaster by then. And like the window is just completely closed. Wait a second. It was known? Was Pyro known? I don't think it was. Okay. I don't know why they said it was known. That's really creepy, actually. Or maybe they just were like, yeah, I know you're going to be playing back to basics in a deck like this. I think that's what they were trying to convey. Okay. So this is almost certainly a freaking Bowmasters, unfortunately. How Shadow Realm do I want to get? I think I attack first and then I can at least Bowmaster after the fact. I will Profs here because I feel like they would have Bowmastered there. I'm just going to take a chance. Is this correct? What I don't think is correct is waiting around. I mean, if they have like a Bowmaster, but it's not a real Bowmaster, if it's not actually Bowmaster in their hand, it's pretty devastating. But like if they have it, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it does give them energy and do all this stuff. Please don't have it. Just don't have it this one time. Okay, we're in. It's a big deal. Then all Legion's landing. Then I'm going to go ahead and buff my Vampire. What's this? Or they're going to wait till I put the trigger on the stack and then they're going to kill it. Oh, wait, it's too late because I already attacked. Yeah, I don't get the buff. Okay. Yep. I mean, are they hoping to snag a Brainstorm here? Why are they holding out? Okay, Exercise. Exile target, enchantment, artifact, or creature. Okay, that's a cool card. It is exiled. It's a 2-for-1. I'm just trying to get 2-for-1s over here. All I do is 2-for-1. My body is a machine that turns like cheap artifacts and instants into my opponent's removal spells. Okay. All right, land. So options. We could Discount if they have the Bowmaster. But we can only... Yeah. I'm going to play the land out. I'm going to go ahead and Brainstorm first. Okay, Staff. Freaking insane. All these cards are pretty good. This town is the least useful. I can put it back. I'll put back the Ponder for now, and then I'll just Staff. Oh, wait, I already played my land for turn? Yeah, I did. Okay, so we're going to play that. Am I going to actually steal a win here? This feels criminal, beating this deck. I never beat this deck. If I put another Vampire in, then I have this for next turn, but they are playing a lot of removal. I'll just keep the Ponder on top. I believe that's what's on top, and I'll attack. And then, no, because I don't want them to Bowmaster, and I feel confident they don't have Bowmaster now, but that could absolutely change. I'm just going to do it. All right. Ponder's in hand. If they want to Thoughtseize me, they can Thoughtseize me. They probably don't have Thoughtseize in their deck right now, considering that I aggroed them the other time. So we want them to not keep. If they keep, that means they probably have Bowmaster, which is... Oh, they kept. Okay. So it's been a good run. Is all I'm saying. It's been a good run. Oh, Ocelot Pride? Well, that combos with this, but it's not the end. They're going to get a couple bodies. No, you have a Raptor too? What is this? Oh, they're putting Giganta in hand. Calm down. Be excellent. Don't freak out. This is a pretty big creature. This would be a great turn to draw back to basics, wouldn't it? I think I'm actually going to Ponder looking for back to basics here. Okay, they get their creature. They get their energy. We still have aerial attacks. All these not lost. This town ain't big enough can... I'm going to start with the... I'm going to start with the fetch. Because I want to keep all the Ponder cards or I want to shuffle them away. I'm going to be decisive. We're going to get a Plains here. We're going to Ponder. Let's find that back to basics. Come on. Back to basics. You can do it. This is an any order shuffle. Come on, back to basics. Now I can't back to basics. I'm going to play this. Legion's Landing. This gives me another body. Oh, wait, I can only keep one. It doesn't really matter. This is about to become a land. I get a token. I can have my tokens every turn. I'm going to draw a card now. Looking for plow. Back to basics. It's there. It was just slightly too low. I'm going to hold up this town and I can bounce. I will convert this into a land, I guess. I do need to sacrifice a creature in the process, which gives them life. Is that worth it? This will be tapped forever. I'd rather not tap it down. I think I'm just going to attack for 2. And then, unfortunately, Gigantha is likely to hit next turn. And then we've got a 5/5 body to contend with as well. I'll bounce back to hand whatever they energize here, I think. Probably just one of these tokens. How close are they to getting City's Blessing? It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to chill. The Pyroblast, they're going to have to tap out completely if they play Gigantha. Please play Gigantha and then let me somehow manage to survive this. That will be the last spell you cast unless you get a basic land here, which you don't. Not respecting my back to basics, I see. All right. I think my opponent deserves this. Like if they know that I'm playing back to basics. Okay. So here this comes in. It's fine. They're going to get a cat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let them go to combat. I do want to get this 5/5 off the table, and they're not going to be able to recast it. And then I just have to fight cats. Can I fight the cats? I mean, how many cats am I going to have to kill here? I think this, it's just it taps for a lot of mana. Yeah, I am going to put that back in their hand. Okay, this is fine. And then they'll get one thing, but they won't have it this turn. And then what I'm going to hope to do is just find a plow for one of these creatures. I have 4 of them kicking around, or 3 more kicking around in my deck somewhere. I will take this damage. The alternative is I bounce this back to hand and they can't redeploy it readily. That might be more useful than putting this back in the hand. But no, they can tap this to redeploy. Yeah, I'll just let that go. Okay, so I'll wait until their second main phase before their instep, and that's when I'll cast this. That way they don't get the City's Blessing. And we're going to target this. It's really easily redeployed. They are going to get an energy and a cat. Gosh, this is like my heart is racing. I know I have plenty of clock, thankfully. Okay. They get an energy. Okay. And now we back to basics them. And we hope that's a great draw. So I'm going to go ahead and play it and see what I draw. If I find a plow, it's so good. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now what I can do, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Back to basics. And then I can brainstorm and I can hit them for a lot in the air. I can hit them for a lot with lifelink. They scooped. We did it! 4-1. Almost I genuinely believe that if I played tighter, that could have been a 5-0. I genuinely believe that match against Jeskai, against a very friendly Jeskai gamer, that could have been a 5-0. Oh my goodness. Because I didn't have time for a proper game 3, but I think we were in a pretty good position. I'll have to review it to see whether that's actually the case. That could just be me wishful thinking. This list feels great. Man, I'm very proud of this build. I'm very proud of this. So 18 lands feels light, but when you consider that none of them are wastable, we didn't get mana screwed at all. I think there were like 1 or 2 hands that we had to put back. It seems like the rate ratio. I hate to say it, but when you're playing back to basics, it does feel really awkward to like fetch your surveil land. And it's just like, okay, technically this is a dual land, technically, but it's just not as good, really. I mean, back to basics was critical in several of those matchups. And I feel like you're just like, why straddle strategies? Why not just go all in? And I feel like this list does that because it's all unimpeachable mana. And because we're drawing so many cards, we can readily deploy these. I would like to make room for I think 3 is probably enough. Actually, I think it's probably plenty. This town ain't big enough. I'm not sure that this belongs in the deck, but it did do a lot for us there, like bouncing Gigantha, keeping them from getting City's Blessing so they couldn't go wide. We were going to put a bunch of damage on them with one of the vampires, but they would have been able to start stamping out cats, but it's not like they would have stamped out that many. They would have stamped out 2 and gotten 2 energy every turn. I think we were racing when you consider that we were drawing cards off staff. This is by far the best staff deck I've ever built. Now, Marcus Airwald, I would like to respond. He has a staff deck that's really good too. That might be, I think he reliably 5-0s with that and does really well in challenges as well. But like, I like how simple this is. Obviously, this is no reserve list. His deck plays like Urza Sagas and tons of dual lands because he's a 3-color deck. This is very simple though. And my instinct initially was don't play surveil lands, don't play shock lands, just play basics and fetches. And then I kind of listened to what everybody was saying, like, oh, you should push a surveil. Does it really hurt? Does it cost you anything? I was like, yeah, it does cost you, but like, okay, it's not that big a deal. But like, how many times did our players play Wasteland that just sat there idle? That would have set us back. We used almost all of our mana almost all the time. This deck can always use mana. It's got Storm Chaser's talent. It's got staff. I love just not being interrupted. Not having my mana taken from me, aside from the odd stifle there. Narset was cracked. Battle of Bywater never got cast, I don't think. Did we ever cast this? It would have been good against Eldrazi, but our opponent just had like a bad keep, I think. Everything else feels fine. It is tedious to hold up mana for Blue Elemental Blast. I don't know what to do about that. There might be a better card than This Town Ain't Big Enough. Like, let me know in the comments. There has to be a better card than this. This is okay. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like there's a better card. It is really light on actual removal, but you can't play Prismatic Ending in a 2-color deck generally. We could play the March of Otherworldly Light, but that's not very good. Exorcism, the card that the opponent played, is fine, but it doesn't hit Planeswalkers. And Prismatic Ending hits enemy permanent. It's hard to replace. What I've been doing in some of my no reserve list decks is just adding a Scalding or a Roaring Thundering Falls, just to have like, yeah, it's technically just a second surveil land, but it can tap for red, so then I can get like a 3-color Prismatic Ending off if I need to. There has to be a good, like, I don't know what we would do here, but there has to be a card that fits better than This Town. If 2 mana is a lot, and it's very situational, a lot of times they just don't have anything to bounce, and you don't have anything to bounce. I'm not impressed with this card, but I'm not going to lie, it did save us a couple times. It was really good in a couple points, but I really love just like keeping things super low curve is what I'm all about. If you haven't watched my videos, like literally everything is like free or want to, or it's like an insane hammer like Narset at 3 mana, or Battle of Bywater in theory would be like really good against blue-black or blue-red tempo. I don't really have anything else to say about this. I'm going to play some more matches with it. It's really fun to play. That's what I'll say. It is really fun to just 2-for-1 your way to a win against fair decks that are just specialists in destroying control players, like that last deck we played against. I can't believe I won that. I'm going to be, even though it's not a 5-0, like this, I'm very proud of this league. I'm very proud of my play, even though I didn't sleep that well last night. You may hear my voice going out. I've probably been recording a lot of leagues because I'm getting ready to go on a quick trip. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope your new year is off to a great start. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.